shutout, his third shutout in his last 5 games, including regular season play. The Rangers know they have to play smarter than they did in Game 2 when early penalties led to a 5-on-3 Caps power play goal. Goaltending and smart play plays a big role in Game 3 tonight.
New York Rangers hockey is brought to you by Bud Light. Everything else is just a light. By New York Telephone. We're all connected. New York Telephone. And by Payne Weber, serving the financial needs of individual, corporate, and institutional clients.
Welcome live to the Capitol Center in Landover, Maryland, where tonight the New York Rangers and Washington Capitals play Game 3 of their best-of-7 series. Hello, everyone. I'm Sam Rosen, along with John Davidson. A pleasure to welcome you to New York Rangers playoff hockey. Bruce Beck will join us in just a moment. And the weather was almost too good to play hockey today, John.
It's still hockey season. It's still playoff season, Sam. This is the best of the year, and it's been a great series so far.
All right, the Rangers have to find a way to do some scoring, John, and get their big guns going, and especially Mike Gartner, their top goal scorer.
I think you'll see a lot of Mike Gartner changing on the fly here in Game 3, simply because the Rangers are on the road, and they'll try and get him away from certain matchups. And the other thing to do is to get him more ice time, double up his shifts a little bit to try and get some scoring.
Caps have done an excellent job of checking Mike Gartner, and I asked him what they've been doing to shut him down.
Well, I think basically what they're doing is they're just doing the same to me as they're doing to everyone else. There's a lot of clutching and grabbing going on out there, slowing things down, doing whatever they can to smother things up in front of the net. And Don Beaupre is doing a heck of a job stopping the original shots, and the defensemen are clearing out the second and third shots. So there's really not a lot of room, but I think what we basically have to do is come right back at them and work that much harder to bust through those checks and force them to take us down and take penalties.
And the key man in checking Mike Gartner has been Rod Langway.
Been a lot of Langway on the ice whenever Mike Gartner's been on the ice, Sam. Now, Gartner still had 10 shots in this series, but the Caps have done their best to get Langway on the ice when Gartner's out there, even caring more to get the defense matchup than a forward matchup against Gartner. Gartner's had his chances, hasn't scored, and Langway's been a main reason for it.
Another big man for the Washington Capitals has been another defenseman, Kevin Hatcher. For more on him, let's go downstairs to Bruce Beck.
Thank you, Sam. When you think of dominant defensemen in the NHL, names such as Paul Coffey and Al McGinnis and Raymond Bourque come to mind. But lately, you have to add another name, Kevin Hatcher of the Washington Capitals. Now in his 6th year, Hatcher is coming into his own. This year, he led Washington in scoring while setting a club record for goals by a defenseman with 24. On Friday night in Game 2 of the series, Hatcher was awesome. He played 40 minutes. He had 10 shots on goal, and he contributed heavily on the specialty team units. Mike Ridley said of Hatcher, if he puts his body on you, you're not going far. Tonight, the Rangers look to double and triple team Kevin Hatcher as Game 3 unfolds at the Capitol Center.
Capitol Center, the New York Rangers and Washington Capitals on the ice, moments away from the start of Game 3. The series all even, a game apiece. Both goaltenders have been exceptional in the first 2 games, each getting first star honors in each of the first 2 games. For the New York Rangers, no lineup changes, John. As despite the loss, Roger Nielsen electing to go with the same lineup.
Well, they felt the scoring chances, Sam, were so close in the game. A little more discipline was maybe the big difference. So they feel that why make the changes? They won a game. They felt that with the discipline maybe improving in Game 2, go with the veteran players and try and win it.
Capitals will have Kalle Johansson back in their lineup as he is over an ankle injury. Bruce Beck is standing by with an update, but we will get to him in just a moment. But first, here is the singing of our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, though bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Lisa Wayne with our national anthem. Now we'll go to Bruce Beck for that update. Bruce?
One of the keys tonight for the New York Rangers is the power play, and thus far in this series, they have not been able to get things going with the extra man. In Game 1, the Rangers were 0 for 5. In Game 2, they were 0 for 8. This is coming from a club which was second in the NHL during the regular season. And in the playoffs thus far, Edmonton is the only other team besides the New York Rangers lacking a power play goal. Let's go back upstairs to Sam Rosen and John Davidson.
Thanks, Bruce. Mike Richter and Don Beaupre. Pretty good numbers for each man. Don Koharski is the referee. This is his third game of the playoffs. He handled the first game in Boston and the second game in Montreal.
He will work the fourth game of the Calgary-Edmonton series and the fifth game of the Los Angeles-Vancouver series. So you know that he's highly regarded, Sam.
Big boys on the ice to start the game. Kypreos centering. Richter with the cover up in the crease, and Berglund got shoved down by Sorella. The Rangers opening up with Janssens, Millette, and Kosar, and Washington countering with Berglund, May, and Kypreos.
The third game of the series. Roger Nielsen has started his big boys in every game, as has Terry Murray, the coach of the Capitals. The feeling is the Capitals say that they hope the Rangers take some bad penalties early by being overly aggressive. Roger Nielsen had a meeting yesterday with his players. He said, guys, you took 4 penalties in Game 2 after the whistle, and you didn't take a cap with you to the penalty box. That's senseless. You've got to become smarter. This is the playoff season.
Sorella and Moeller paired on defense for the Rangers. Sheehy and Sabourin paired for Washington. Moeller back for the puck, forechecking his Kypreos. Moeller gets rid of it, off the boards and down the ice it goes. And the chase is on. Beaupre comes out to play it away from Janssen. Millette gets to the puck. Millette centers. Here's a chance for Kosar. His shot blocked, and Ken Sabourin has it. Sabourin clears the zone. Sorella sends it back. Now Moeller with Alan May there. And it's lifted in by Kosar. Rangers change, so do the Caps. Sheehy back for the puck. Neil Sheehy got a huge ovation from the crowd. He's playing his first game at the Cap Center this season. Langway on the ice along with Al Iafrate. Mike Gartner all over him. Iafrate gets the puck. Forechecking is Darren Turcotte. A giveaway to Gartner. Taken back by Langway to Ridley. Ridley, Miller, and Druce on for Washington.
Washington playing Druce, not Cicerelli on the right side with Ridley.
Richter steers it into the corner. King checks Miller. Ridley has the puck. Brian Leach on him. Centering pass for Miller, knocked away by Gartner. Turcotte comes out.
This means, Sam, the Rangers probably will try and get Jan Eriksson on the ice opposite Cicerelli, as Terry Murray keeps Cicerelli away from Chris King.
Penalty upcoming. Gartner was taken down, but there's a roughing penalty on Iafrate, I believe, in the corner on Chris King. Now, let's see, is it on King?
I believe so.
King gets the penalty.
Exactly right. Chris King gets the boarding penalty in the offensive zone. Don Koharski is refereeing, Sam. He had a meeting with the supervisors regarding this series and what happened in the first 2 games. The hits from behind. The smashing hit from behind. And that is a call that the referees are calling more and more as to boarding. He didn't skate hard. He didn't leave his feet. It wasn't a dirty play, but they call it boarding, and they're calling it closely. That's one particular play the players have to be very careful of. And now that's a tone that's been sent by Don Koharski. I think both teams, the players on both teams now have to be aware of what Don Koharski is going to be calling. He's been well advised as to what's been happening during the prior 2 games to set up his game as a referee for this game.
Early power play for the Caps. King called for boarding at 1:33. This is the Caps' 13th power play of the series. They're 1 for 12. They scored on that 5-on-3 in game 2. Hunter, number 32. Pavanka, number 20. Kristich, number 29. Johansson, number 6. Hatcher, number 4, on for the Caps. Rangers have Turcotte, Eriksson, Patrick, and Hardy. Hatcher leading Hunter. Broken up by Hardy.
Hatcher's had 14 shots in the series. He's had more shots than any other player playing in the National Hockey League playoffs.
10 shots in game 2. Broken up in center. Eriksson sends it all the way down.
Another example of the 2 forwards. That time it was Turcotte and Eriksson doing a good job. They come back with Broughton and Mullen. They've been the 4 forwards that have been used primarily by the Rangers in killing penalties.
All the way around the boards. Pavanka, who has 2 goals in the series, to Kristich. He's tied up in the corner. Hunter looking for it. It's worked up the boards and out by Paul Broughton. Broughton has Brian Mullen with him. He sends it all the way down. 2.5 minutes gone by in this first period. There's no score. Caps on the power play. A minute to go. The penalty to Chris King. Pavanka.
Randy Moeller switches sides to penalty kill. He's out there now with David Shaw. The Capitals have not scored. Oh, well, watch this.
Mullen knocked the puck down with his glove. Comes in and shoots. Save. Beaupre.
Capitals have not scored a 5-on-4 power play goal in their last 7 games.
Shaw with a takeaway. Good job by the Rangers penalty killing. Turcotte fires it all the way down. 30 seconds to go on the penalty to Chris King. Mullen's shot on that last time down, the shorthanded situation, the first shot on goal in this game. Kelly Miller with a puck. Across to Al Iafrate. Richter comes out. It's off his stick. Ridley gets to the puck. Moves it. Ciccarelli has it. Ciccarelli looking. Picked up by Cirella. Ciccarelli still with it. Cirella knocks the stick away. Ridley's got the puck, looking for Miller in front. Good job by Leach. All over Ridley. Miller moves in. Miller's got the puck. Back around to Ciccarelli. King is back on. Teams are at full strength. Turcotte takes the puck. Off the boards, intended for King, goes all the way down. And Beaupre comes out to play it away from Chris King. Ridley's got it. 16-10 to go in the first period. No score. King takes over. King to Gartner. Gartner with room. It was offside. Offside. 16:07 to go. First period at the Cap Center. No score. Corey Millen with John Ogrodnik on the left and Mike Gartner on the right. James Patrick and Mark Hardy. And James Patrick's sore left hand a little better. Feeling a little stronger. And maybe we'll see a little more shooting from him tonight.
Yeah, the penalty killing for the Rangers can't get much better. They were terrific. Never allowed Washington to set up one time during that 2 minutes.
Millen tried to feed Gartner, who tried to stuff it in. It went wide. Dave Tippett's got the puck. Tippett, number 14, on with John Druce and Tim Berglund. Berglund, number 11, going for the puck. Held up by Corey Millen. Patrick's got the puck, moves it up the boards. Took a hit. Langway sending it back into the Rangers zone. Hardy retrieves it. Berglund forechecking and finishing his check.
They got a penalty on Hardy.
And
you know, Sam, the defense for the Rangers have to move the puck quick. We saw Patrick get nailed, and then we saw Mark Hardy put his stick up to protect himself, and he's called for high sticking.
24 remaining in the first period. No score in the game. Chris King on the ice, along with Mark Janssens, Paul Broughton, David Shaw, and Joe Cirella. Puck kept in by Sabrin. Save. Richter. Rebound. Blocked. Cirella went down to block it on the shot by Kyprios. May's shot is a stick save by Richter. Tries to clear it himself, and he does. Sabrin going back for the puck. Former second-round draft pick of the Calgary Flames, Ken Sabrin. This is Tim Berglund carrying in. Shaw is there. May heading for the net. Shot by Kyprios. Goes wide. Around the boards. Here's Chris King. 3-on-1 Rangers. King comes in. He shoots. He scores. Chris King with a rising shot on a 3-on-1. And the Rangers lead 1-0.
You know, we talked about bad ice here in Washington. The Caps moved up with a 4-man rush here. Now the Rangers go back the other way. Look at the puck. It jumps as King shoots it. Only King hit the net with that rolling puck. At the other end, Sam, it had been a 4-on-2. Look at the puck rolling. There it goes in the net. At the other end of the ice, the Caps had the scoring chance. It was dropped back. And Iafrate was up on the play. They didn't drop it to Iafrate. They dropped it to Kypreos. He missed the net with the rolling puck. The difference was Kypreos missing the net with a rolling puck, Chris King hitting the net with a rolling puck, and it's 1-0 Rangers. And Washington, a very strong team, but a different team when they trail.
Now it's one. Rangers get the head start for the second time in the series, but before you get too excited, thus far coming into play tonight, the team that has scored first has only won 7 of 16 games. Hatcher's shot deflected wide. Well, the Rangers and Caps, the team that won first, that scored first, did win the games. Out to the point, Johansson knocked down. Johansson tied up by Eriksson, and the puck slides out of the zone.
I'm not going to say a word.
All the way around, Bowler is there.
Stats, huh?
Pavanka couldn't keep it in. Nice lead pass. Nichols 2-on-1. Nichols to Koser. It's broken up by Johansson. Koser bumps Johansson. Nichols tied up with Pavanka. Koser keeps it alive. Now Pavanka takes over. His pass to Christian taken away. Eriksson's shot goes wide. Rangers doing a good job bumping in the offensive zone. Nichols tied up by Pavanka. Koser battling Johansson in front. Kristich is bumped and gives the puck away. Eriksson in the corner against Johansson. Kristich tries again to get out of the zone. This time he does. Kristich leaving it for Pavanka. Caps change. 10:30 remaining in the first period. Rangers leading 1-0. King unassisted at 8:07. Hunter gave it away to Paul Broughton. Back into the Cap zone it goes.
Rangers have had a 3-on-1. They've had a 2-on-1. Getting a few scoring chances because of it.
Langway moving it up the boards, intercepted by Turcotte. He's hit by Hunter. Puck comes out of the zone. Driven back in by Turcotte. I think the most important thing about that goal, John, is they immediately big hit by Broughton on Iafrate.
They've thrown a couple of great hits here. One on Langway and then one on Iafrate in the offensive zone.
The Rangers end the Beaupre mystique after the shutout. Here's a chance for King with Turcotte trailing. King to Turcotte. Turcotte pulls up, falls down. Tippett was on him.
That was another defenseman trap. That was Sabrin up ice.
Sabrin to Cicerelli, who brings it across. Cicerelli looking around, playing it toward the net, steered aside by Richter. Hunter goes for the puck. King on him. Miller is pulled down by Turcotte. Hardy intercepts, able to clear the zone. 9:25 to go, first period. Kevin Hatcher comes in. Rangers leading 1-0. Hatcher slowed down by a combination of Gartner and Shaw. Gartner taking him out. Turcotte has the puck.
Don't you sense that Hatcher's the man the Rangers have to stop more than anybody else?
Turcotte brings it in. Turcotte feeding Ogrodnik. Save Beaupre, and the rebound picked up by Hatcher. Pretty pass from Turcotte to Ogrodnik.
It started back when they took Hatcher off the puck along the boards. Mostly Mike Gartner, and when Hatcher was then trapped. The Caps are playing a lot of forwards back in the defense position because their defensemen are getting trapped way too much.
Leach took out Ridley. Miller to the puck. Corey Millen on him. Drews reaches in. Works it free. Drews sending it toward the net. Ridley. Now Miller. Save. Another save. Richter with 2 saves, maybe 3, as he denies the Washington Capitals from right out in front. Play stops with 8:39 to go. First period at the Cap Center. Rangers.
That Miller-Ridley connection going to work here. Both players are so strong, and then when you put Drews on the line, that makes them even stronger. Now watch here. Ridley doesn't get knocked over. Miller doesn't get knocked over, and they continue to work and work and work. Very strong players on their skates, and so was Mike Richter.
Berglund, May, and Kypreos for Washington. Rangers control the faceoff. Jansen's won it. Jansen's on with Mullen and Millette. Leach and Moeller. 8.5 minutes to go in this first period. Mullen to the puck. Hit hard by Sabrin. And a whistle stops play. Don't forget, the series will continue here at the Capitol Center on Tuesday night, Game 4. And we'll have it for you right here on MSG Network live from the Cap Center at 7:30. The Rangers and the Washington Capitals.
That'll be one day after we play golf tomorrow. And
You play golf.
You go to the ball game.
I'm going opening day at Memorial Stadium.
For you, Howie Rose is here working with Red Light Messina.
Right.
Howie Rose had to pick up Red Light at his golf course today.
Oh.
After he played 18 holes, so he could get to Washington for the game.
But
What
Red
a
Light,
guy.
but Red Light was smiling when he came into the arena.
Must have beat his wife for the first time this year on the golf course, huh?
In Buffalo, the Sabres now lead Montreal 2-1. Christian Rutu with a shorthanded goal. You see, he wanted another shorthanded goal. Shane Corson has a power play goal for Montreal. 2-1 Buffalo in the first period.
That's 5 power play goals by Montreal in the playoffs thus far, leading all teams. A power play that was stymied most of the season has gotten it going a little bit.
Anemic during this season. Iafrate lost it to Millette. Good work by Troy Millette. Sabourin with the puck. 8 minutes remaining in the first period. That puck knocked away by King. Good anticipation by the Rangers.
Chris King has been very sharp here so far. The Rangers just made a change on the fly to get King on the ice to go opposite Ciccarelli. They took Millette off.
Hunter's got the puck. Ciccarelli breaks to the left side. Dave Tippett is there. Tippett hit by Sorella on the play. Leach moves the puck around. Tippett hit by Sorella again. Leach takes the puck out of the corner. Fires it off the boards. Down the ice it goes. Johansson chases after it, and this will be an icing on the Rangers. Play stops with 7:27 remaining in the first period. A goal by Chris King giving the Rangers a 1-0 lead. Calle Johansson missed game 2 with an ankle injury. Feels a lot better. He had it drained.
A burster sack in the ankle, had to act it up and became very inflamed. What you have is you have until the puck is dropped to start the game to set your lineup up. And they were not sure whether or not Johansson could play in game 1. They drained the ankle, but he just simply couldn't get it back into the skate boot and was not able to play. So Lawler played that game, game 2, and Lawler is scratched for this one, and Johansson back in.
Nichols and Pavanka for the face-off. Pavanka, Kristich, and Bondra for Washington with Sabourin and Sheehy. Sabourin from the point. The shot saved by Richter, and he holds it. 7:22 remaining in the first period. We're going to step out for a moment. The Rangers have a 1-0 lead. Again,
Capitals going with that all-European line.
this time Nichols wins the face-off. Hardy moves it around the boards. Eriksson bumps with Sheehy, and the puck slides out of the zone. Michael Pavanka intended for Kristich. Richter stops it, plays it to the boards, and out. Eriksson intercepting, moving across, long lead, and the shot by Koser. Save made by Beaupre.
A very tricky shot. Sheehy had trouble with the puck at center ice. The Rangers then moved up ice quickly, and with one wide pass, Koser was waiting for the puck, and because he was wide, he was able to move in. That's a wrist shot that fooled Beaupre a little bit. It nearly got through the legs. See Beaupre reaching back with that catching glove. It's the old sign by the goaltender saying, oh, it's close to getting through.
There's James Patrick. We mentioned getting a little more strength back in that left hand, which had been bothering him. Treatments have helped. He was at practice this morning. Rangers had a brief skate. 2 players did not attend the optional practice.
18 of 24 skaters skated this morning, including both goaltenders.
Pavanka.
The Caps had all their guys skate this morning, Sam, except for 2 who showed up late because of the time change.
Patrick shooting. It's knocked down.
Sheehy and Kelly Miller showed up just a tad late. Should have seen the looks on their faces when they saw their teammates on the ice.
Hatcher taken out of the play by Nichols. The puck around Bondra held up by Hardy. Trying to work on Hardy. Gets a pick from Kristich. Bondra fell down. Nichols has the puck. And there's a penalty. Hardy for high sticking.
Hardy was picked and then got upset, went back at the Capital player, makes a second trip to the penalty box.
Frustration on the part of Mark Hardy. Gets 4 minutes.
He gets picked right here by Kristich and was upset with that play and then went back with his stick at Kristich. That's when he was called for the original 2. He then went to the penalty box and had words with Don Koharski, and the Rangers cannot afford this. They have the lead. Don Koharski does not like to be yapped at, and he'll continue to make those calls, so the Rangers have got to control themselves. James Patrick was talking to Koharski, and here you have Mike Gartner talking to him and disguising it by saying he needs a piece of tape taken off the blade. What that does is not embarrass the referee. It's smart work by Gartner in trying to appeal a call. You see the Rangers staff very, very upset with Don Kaharski on the call.
Hardy, 2 minutes for high sticking, 2 minutes unsportsmanlike conduct at 13-19. The Caps on their third power play. They're 0 for 2, and they've had 1 shot on goal during the 2 power play advantages. Ridley, Miller, Ciccarelli, Johansson, and Hatcher for the power play. Turcotte, Eriksson, Moeller, and Shaw, the penalty-killing unit for the Rangers. Shaw knocking it loose and picking it up. Shaw drives it off the boards and all the way down. 6.5 minutes to go in the first period. Rangers leading 1-0 on a goal by Chris King, unassisted at 8:07. But the Caps with 4 minutes of penalty power play time right here. Ridley pulling up. Forced back by Turcotte, working it down the boards to Miller. Now it's Johansson. Johansson around the net. Johansson looking. Ciccarelli setting up in front. Ridley. Pass deflected off the skate. Ridley has it back. Miller calling for it. It goes to Johansson. Now to Ridley. He's in. Save Richter, and he's got it. Beautiful save. And Miller was hit. Then Ridley challenges Shaw.
Shaw was duking it out with Dino Ciccarelli, and he overpowered Ciccarelli. They went nose to nose. Both had their arms up, and David Shaw, the bigger of the two, the more powerful man, knocks Ciccarelli back on his butt. Good save again by Mike Richter, and controls the puck well. In front, you see Ciccarelli waiting. There's the angle shot and the save of the rebound. Shaw then will work with Ciccarelli, and Ciccarelli's in his face. Shaw overpowers him. Look at Moeller moving out to pick up Ciccarelli. Ciccarelli stays out of traffic and goes to the goalie. Now David Shaw works Ciccarelli right over. There you see him overpowering the Cap player before Ridley can get in. You need powerful penalty killing like that, Sam, and David Shaw provided it along with Randy Moeller on that play.
3:18 remaining in the power play time for the Caps. 5:59 to go in the first period. In Buffalo, Montreal has tied it up for a second time. It's now 2-2 in the first period. Buffalo and Montreal at the odd, with Montreal leading that series 2-0. Hunter against Janssens for the face-off. Hunter, Druce, and Pavanka on with Iafrate and Hatcher. Broughton asking Ray Scapanello where he can set up against Pavanka.
And you know, Hunter, if the puck is moved around the Rangers zone, it will be stationed in front of Richter, and he's a player that keeps his legs wide, stick blade on the ice like a tripod. Very, very difficult to move out of the way.
Janssens chased. Hunter wins the faceoff from Broughton, gets it to Hatcher. Hatcher moves down, but Janssens picked him up nicely. Pass across all the way through. Iafrate down to play it. Looking toward the net. Playing it to Pavanka. Druce set up down low. Hunter's pass deflected. Janssens able to clear. In fact, it bounced off the linesman, Shakti. Hatcher. Picked up by Mullen, gets it to Hunter. Hunter leads Pavanka. Back pass intercepted by Broughton. Comes down with Mullen. 2-on-1 against Iafrate. Broughton looks and shoots. Save. And the rebound all the way out. Hunter's got it. Left it for Druce. 3-on-3, 4-on-3 Caps. Pass for Iafrate off his stick. He's hit by Patrick. Around to Pavanka. Pavanka with the puck. Now it's Druce. Iafrate back to Druce. Now Iafrate across to Johansson. The shot deflected into the crowd by Hunter. And play stops. No, it bounced down off the glass. Play continues. Hunter with a back pass to Johansson. Johansson feeding Pavanka. He shoots. Hit the outside of the net. Hunter gets to it. Leach on him. Now Pavanka heading for the net. Sets up Druce. The shot blocked. Rebound saved by Richter. Druce again. Off the glove of Richter. Wide of the net. Mullen moves it around the boards. Big hit on Johansson. Leach clears the zone.
And the Rangers need a change badly here. They were pressured. Mike Richter with some great saves, especially off John Druce, who with the second effort had 3 shots.
1:45 to go on the power play time now for the Caps. Hatcher across the line. Lost control momentarily. Ciccarelli looking for it. Turcotte able to clear to Eriksson. Eriksson against Johansson. Eriksson moves in. It's hook checked away nicely by Kalle Johansson.
Hatcher has not been off the ice since the power play started 3.5 minutes ago. Or 2.5 minutes ago, pardon me.
Ridley along the boards. All the way around the boards. Ciccarelli poking it into the corner. Miller is hit by Moeller. Ridley to Miller. He's hit by Shaw. Ciccarelli's got the puck. A minute 15 to go on the power play. Johansson calling for it. Gets the pass and shoots wide. Around to Ciccarelli. Saved by Richter, and he holds on. 3:50 to go in the first period. Rangers leading 1-0. 1:09 remaining in the penalties to Mark Hardy. Want to pick it up here, John.
Ciccarelli with a great shot. It hit the net, and there's Mike Richter with the save. That was off a pass to Johansson. Johansson took the shot. Here's the shot that went wide. And Ciccarelli's waiting at his regular spot. He scored from there on the 5-on-3. That actually hit David Shaw's stick blade, Sam, before it got to Richter, saving maybe a goal. That was exactly the same spot that Ciccarelli scored the only power play goal in this series. That was a 5-on-3 goal. Richter has been terrific so far. I believe the shots are 12-7. It's difficult to see them here in this building. 12-7 the shots in favor of the Capitals.
Want to welcome our fans who have joined us, watching us in Canada. Say hello, John.
Hey, there's been some great hockey up in Canada. Last night, Calgary tied the series with Edmonton, and that'll be a long, very good series. Here, we've seen a series of goaltending. Don Beaupre and Mike Richter. Here in this game, it's been all Mike Richter here in the first period.
Kevin Hatcher. His shot blocked by Turcotte. Eriksson picks up the puck. Eriksson against Hatcher. Hatcher stays with him. Eriksson. Oh, that's a hard hit by Hatcher from behind on Eriksson. Koharski took a look and let it go. He called one like that earlier. Ridley drops it off to Ciccarelli. Playing it around the boards for Ridley. He's hit by Sorella from behind. Miller with a puck, centering. Ciccarelli turns, save, rebound. Richter trying to control it, still loose. Another rebound. The whistle stops play. 3:17 to go in the first period. Rangers leading 1-0. We have an update at the MSG Sports Desk. Let's go to Bob Page. Thanks, Bob. How about the Courtnall?
How about the Courtnall brothers?
Yeah.
One playing for Vancouver, one playing for Montreal, both doing the job. Here's Ridley again, Sam. He's so darn strong in front of Mike Richter. He's tough to knock off balance. When you stand there and get 3 or 4 whacks at the puck, well, that's pretty interesting.
Caps have had 6 shots during this power play, which is a 4-minute advantage. The double minor to Mark Hardy. 36 seconds remaining in the power play time, but Mike Richter has been absolutely superb.
Kevin Hatcher was on the ice for most of the nearly 3.5 minutes as you look at Mark Hardy, who took the double minor, the first for high sticking, the second for getting upset with Don Koharski, the referee. Now it's important, the face-off. The Rangers have used Mark Janssens throughout the end of the season and here in the playoffs for the important defensive draws, and he's been very good.
Janssens against Hunter. Hunter, Pavanka, and Kristich on for Washington with Iafrate and Johansson. Pavanka with the puck. Hunter. Pavanka. Kristich is down in the slot. He was knocked down. He's in pain.
I believe it was Paul Broughton who was near Kristich when Kristich dropped down. The face-off was controlled by Hunter. He's one of the best face-off men in cheating circumstances. He almost faced the sideboards, won the draw easily. Then when Washington set up, Kristich set up deep in the slot, and I think he took a little chop from Paul Broughton.
Broughton did that in the Pittsburgh game at the end of the season.
Watch lower right hand. There's the slap behind the knee. That's the area where you can catch a nerve. And that was the heel of the blade of the stick by Broughton, catching Kristich behind the knee. Probably, I would think, catching the nerve and the leg going numb, and he's having problems. Kristich has been playing with the flu bug. That's been bothering him over the first couple of games of this series.
They showed it on the replay board here, the television screen high above the ice. And the fans noticed it, and the players, the Caps players, were looking up at the board, and they saw it as well. But the referee has no recourse on that one. Apparently, no one saw it.
Once again, we should mention that the supervisor of officials, Jim Christensen here, had a meeting with Don Koharski, the referee. Watch the right-hand side. There's the slap of the stick behind the leg, knocking Kristich down. I'm convinced that's a nerve that you can catch back there. The leg, the strength in the leg will come back. But the supervisor had words with Don Koharski and the linesman to let them know exactly how the first 2 games of the series went and what to expect going into this game. It's been a lot of specialty team work, and it's been mostly penalty killing and goaltending that's been good involving the specialty teams.
The officials have to have their scouting report as well. Terry Murray wants to know why no penalty is called.
I don't think Don Koharski saw it.
No, I don't think anyone saw it.
Broughton had one hand on his stick when the stick came down on the back of the leg of Kristich.
Murray just said the linesman saw it, and he's appealing to Koharski to talk to one of the linesmen. But nothing is called. The Rangers get away with it.
Not only that, the faceoff comes outside the blue line because that was a Caps player. That is the reason why the whistle sounded. So 27 seconds left in the double minor to Mark Hardy. And the Rangers get their penalty killing unit on the ice. They've used 4 forwards only, killing penalties throughout this series, and have had great success with it.
Turcotte, Erickson, Mullen, and Broughton have been the forwards used as penalty killers. Moeller moves the puck, but it's blocked by Drews. Tries to center. Shaw intercepts. Couldn't clear. Johansson knocked it down. Drews to Pavanka. Hunter's in front. Drews along the boards. Pavanka back out to Johansson for the shot. Knocked down. Karams to the boards. Moeller had his stick pulled out of his hands. He lost it. Here's Pavanka, hit the side of the net. He's got it again. The shot is a save. I'm afraid he tried to tuck it in. And Richter reached out with the right leg to stop it. Teams are back in full strength. With 2.5 minutes to go in the first period, Rangers leading 1-0.
Rangers have 3 defensemen on the ice right now.
Hardy feeding Turcotte. Turcotte across with a big shot and a save by Beaupre. I'm afraid he's got it back. 2:15 to go in the first period. Chris King's goal at 8:07. The only score. Rangers leading 1-0. Dave Tippett with a puck. Now it's Dale Hunter, picked up by Nichols. Centering pass off the stick of Hatcher. Gartner comes out. Leach joins the rush. Gartner, long shot off the glass, bounces down behind the net. Rangers starting to shoot a lot from long distance, John.
Well, their dump-ins were terrible in Game 2. They want to dump the puck in hard and keep it away from the goaltender. That's one thing they didn't work on this morning during their optional practice.
Caps are out shooting the Rangers 16-7. They have 8 shots on the power play, but on the power play they're now 0 for 4. Out of the corner comes Ogrodnik. Centering pass. Nichols is stopped by Beaupre twice. Then he's knocked down by Hatcher and a penalty call.
This will be the first penalty that Hatcher's taken in nearly 7 periods of play. Nichols and the Rangers penetrated. They got the puck deep. It all started back with a dump in, Sam. The dump in worked for them. They controlled it. Nichols got a couple of chances. He slaps at it a couple of times here. Then watch Hatcher move over and just overpower Nichols with his hands in the cross-check position up high on Nichols' shoulder. Hatcher, and you consider the amount of ice time he's had, over 40 minutes in Game 2. He's now sitting for his first penalty of the series.
Hatcher for high sticking at 18:30. A minute and a half to go in the first period. Following the first period, Bruce Beck will talk to Dino Ciccarelli as he comes off the ice. We will send you back to the MSG Sports Desk to Bob Page for an update. And JD and I will look at first period highlights. Remember, when you're having good times with friends, use good sense and drink responsibly. Please know when to say when. A reminder from Budweiser. Don Beaupre lost control of the puck, lost sight of it, but the Caps able to work it up to the line. Kept in. Mullen feeding Gartner. Save Beaupre. And it's cleared out to Kelly Miller from Langway. Miller against Patrick. Patrick takes over.
But the Caps got caught up ice. Gartner stayed deep, and what a save by Beaupre, who really challenged Mike Gartner. He just attacked him, and the puck hit his glove.
Bouncing puck. I afraid he moves it. Gartner keeps it in. Gartner, Nichols, and Mullen. Patrick and Leach for the power play. Miller and Ridley, Langway and Iafrate for the Caps, and they force it out of the zone. Mullen sending it across. Patrick brings it in. Patrick, drop pass. Pushed in front. Gartner shoots wide. Gartner trying everything. Quick releases. Leach keeps it in. Leach toward the net. Gartner looking for it. It's knocked away by Langway, and Nichols has it. 30 seconds to go in the first period. Gartner out of the corner. He scores! Mike Gartner. It's a power play goal, and the Rangers lead 2-0.
Sam, the capital penalty killing is not the same with Kevin Hatcher sitting in the penalty box. They made 2 or 3 dreadful mistakes, and here's the last one. Nichols feeds Gartner, and he just beats Beaupre as Beaupre got caught falling down. All he has to do is stand there. Nichols isolates Langway. Now it's a one-on-one. Gartner and the goaltender, and Beaupre drops down at a bad angle. With Hatcher in the penalty box, the Rangers, Mike Gartner had 3 tremendous scoring chances during that power play. One, he was robbed on. The second one was a rolling puck, and he missed the net. And the third time, he finally beat Don Beaupre, and the Rangers score a late goal to take a 2-0 lead.
Mike Gartner, who tied for second place in the NHL in power play goals in the regular season with 22, scores the Rangers' first power play goal of the series and his first goal of the series. Eriksson with the puck, slowed down by Cicerelli. Broughton trying to draw a penalty on Pavanka. Eriksson has the puck. Pass blocked by Cicerelli. 15 seconds to go in the first period. Rangers with a 2-0 lead. Cicerelli and Eriksson continue to battle. A whistle, penalties in front.
It was in front with Janssens and Hatcher. Hatcher started on Janssens, cross-checking him across the back. Janssens then gave the stick back to Hatcher. Then they went at each other again. And I think both players got penalties. Janssens is leaving since there's only 9 seconds remaining on the clock. He's the smartest guy out there. He just skated for the dressing room entrance. Hatcher went to the penalty box, and now he leaves as Hatcher takes another 2 minutes. And the Rangers got to love this. The more he's off the ice and in the penalty box, the better the Rangers' chances are. In front is the action. There's a cross check and another one. Now Janssens goes back with a stick. Now Hatcher will get him again. And Don Kaharski was watching the two players go. That was what I meant, Sam, early in the period. Go at Hatcher. The bigger players especially. Go at him. Make him take penalty minutes. Get him in the penalty box, and your chances of succeeding will certainly improve.
Janssens and Hatcher, 2 minutes each for roughing at 19:51. The Rangers' second goal was Gartner from Nichols and Leach at 19:29. First point in the series for Brian Leach, and that's a good sign. He had gone 2 games without a point for only the 3rd time this season.
First time since late November that's happened. Can you imagine that? First time he'd gone 2 games without a point in succession since November 26th and 30th. That's a long time.
A long time.
Tells you just how consistent the Brian Leach is. Leach said, Sam, as there's only 1 second remaining, and the Rangers, I'm sure, will pull Mike Richter here. Leach said, get me the lead. I'm a better player against the Caps when we have the lead. He says, if we're trailing, the Caps keep 4 men back, and when I move up the ice with a puck, it's tough to beat 4 Capitals to make something happen in the offensive zone. If we get the lead, Washington will open up, move up ice, and I'll counter and trap them and get things going.
There's the new Rangers rallying cry. Win it for Leach. Get the lead for Leach. There's Mike Richter's net is empty with 1 second to go in the period. Rangers with a 2-0 lead on the Washington Capitals. Rangers have 6 skaters on. Joey Kocur, Troy Millette.
Well, they want some size to go to the net. Turcotte will go forward with a puck. They want the Rangers to drive. And I mean drive. There's some big boys out there. Now the Caps want to try a late change to get their 2 biggest defensemen on, but it's too late. They have the last change, but you're supposed to do it within 7 seconds of the other team making the change.
Terry Murray is upset about it.
With Hatcher gone, they wanted Sheehy and Sabrin, 2 great big defensemen out there. Kaharski said, you took too long, let's drop the puck. And Turcotte is good, very good at going ahead.
Against Hunter. Kocur already battling Iafrate for position. Millette battling Langway. Turcotte got the shot off, but it hit Drews.
Yeah, if that doesn't hit Drews, Randy Moeller standing right there for the tap-in. That was very, very close to working for the Rangers. Very close.
Nice set play. An excellent first period for the Rangers penalty killing unit. The Rangers getting a big goal by Chris King on the long shot that beat Beaupre up high to the glove side.
And some pretty good goaltending by Mike Richter once again, and that's nothing new.
2 hot goaltenders. You see Terry Murray appealing to Ray Scapinello, I believe, about the line, either the line change or that slash.
The play by Broughton. I don't think that was that bad a play. He had 1 hand on the stick. He caught Kristich behind the knee, but I believe it caught the nerve back there, and it doesn't take for much of a stick play to deaden the nerve and cause a problem with the leg.
Some positive signs for the Rangers as they get the lead on the Washington Capitals. Meanwhile, the Binghamton Rangers are playing the Washington Capitals American Hockey League farm team, the Baltimore Skipjacks, and in that best-of-7 series, first round of the American Hockey League playoffs, Binghamton has a 2-0 lead. They won last night at home 2-0. Mark LaForest.
41 saves in that goal. Or pardon me, in that game. Guy LaRose scored his second goal of that series. Rick Bennett had the other goal last night. Congratulations to them.
And Tim Armstrong had 2 assists.
A couple of assists. 41 saves. That's playoff goaltending.
I talked to Ty Domi yesterday before the game, and
Call you Uncle Sam yet or what?
he said in game 1 he missed a couple of open nets, but he had a lot of good hits. And Kenny Albert, who does the Baltimore play-by-play, told me that Ty was a peacemaker, that something was about to break out yesterday in game 2, and he stepped in and pulled them apart and made peace.
It wasn't even Sunday either. Huh?
Said Steve Rice had a couple of good hits also. Underway, second period. Corey Millen, John O'Grodnick, Mike Gartner, Brian Leach, and David Shaw for the Rangers. Iafrate sending John Druce across with a shot wide. Richter has it bounce in front. The shot blocked by David Shaw. Shaw's been outstanding in the series. Puck cleared out, and Langway's got the puck. Langway, Iafrate, Ridley, Miller, and Druce for Washington. All the way across to John Druce. Back to Al Iafrate, cutting in. Help from John O'Grodnick as he takes the puck back. O'Grodnick with Druce on him, gets rid of it to Gartner. Gartner knocked down by Iafrate. And Druce recovers the puck for the Caps. And he turned it over to David Shaw after the hit by Gartner. Sabourin going back, Corey Millen moving in. Beaupre playing it off the glass to Johansson. Moving it up the boards to Mike Ridley. Ridley with Bondra breaking wide. Drop pass behind the back for Kelly Miller. Miller hit by Hardy. Puts it in front, intercepted by Sorella, then knocked away by Bondra. Ridley playing it down the boards. Bondra chases after it. Patrick ties him up. Erickson fires it out of the zone. Sabourin takes it back for Washington. All the way around the boards. Johansson getting to it. And Richter stops it behind the net and moves it up the boards, where it's played by Kristen. Corey Millen going back behind the Ranger net, but Pavanka centers, and it's blocked by Hardy. Centers again. Kristich was tied up by Millen. Rangers unable to get out of the zone here.
Important line for Washington here, Sam. This line is an offensive line. 3 skilled offensive players, all Europeans. And with the Caps trailing by 2 goals, this line becomes a big factor for the Caps and their hockey and their style of play.
Play stops with 18-19 to go. Tomorrow is opening day, and the Yankees open at Tiger Stadium in Detroit. And we'll have the Yankees season opener for you right here on MSG Network, beginning with Yankees Scorecard with Al Troutwig at 1 o'clock, followed by the Yankees and the Tigers. Dwayne Stats, Tony Kubek, and Al Troutwig calling all the action for you right here on MSG Network, the best in the game. Tim Berglund against Bernie Nichols for the faceoff. Nichols, Broughton, and King on for the Rangers, with Sorella and Moeller.
And Hatcher and Jansen still in the penalty box. Sheehy not getting a lot of ice time, so the Caps are going with 4 defensemen right now.
Berglund fell down, then he's hit by Moeller, who moves the puck. Kept in by Sabourin. Kiprios trying to tee up a shot, but Sorella took him out of the play nicely. Nichols moves across. Nichols against Sabourin. He shoots off the right arm of Beaupre. Bounces down to Paul Broughton. He's hit in the corner by Alan May.
So Don Beaupre does not look quite as sharp as what he did in games 1 and 2 of this series.
Broughton tripped up by Iafrate. Nothing was called. Berglund moves in against Sorella and centered off the stick of Richter. Rangers come out with it. Chris King avoids the hit of Kiprios. King brings it in, hooked from behind by May to slow him down. Broughton plays it into the corner. King has the puck. King knocked down hard by Sabourin. King looks around, gets up slowly. Koharski says no.
Well, he called one hit from behind early in the game. There's been 3 or 4 since that he has not called.
Leach on the rush around Sabourin. Saved by Beaupre. And a slashing call. Sabourin slashed Leach on the way in.
Sam, these are the plays that Brian Leach was talking about. He said, if my team gets a lead, I'll take more chances offensively. Took a good chance there and drew a penalty. The Caps tried a 2-on-1 Brian Leach. Now watch him move across. Take the body nicely on Pavanka. And then Bondra, he'll go get the puck and take the chance. Here's the Rangers. Joey Kocur with a good shot. Beaupre with good position and clears the puck away. Mike Richter has allowed very few rebounds, Sam, and the Caps have not been able to get to the net
to get the rebound shots. We've had quite a high number of shots so far in this game.
Shots are 20-20. Johansson shooting wide, and we still have 12:20 remaining in the second period. Cicerelli trying to get out in front. Cicerelli has no opening. Patrick with a good takeaway. Patrick sends out Mullen. Ryan Mullen firing it in. Bounces in front. Hatcher takes over. Hatcher forced, turned it over. That shot by Mullen goes wide. King has got the puck. King coming out in front. King with a shot that's blocked, and the net knocked off the Magnets.
I think Tippett pushed Mullen into the net, and that's a smart play to cause the stoppage. Chris King has played very well.
We've got an update at the MSG Sports Desk with Bob Page. Bob? Thanks, Bob. Andy Moog and Peter Sidorkovich, the goalies there.
Here's Chris King coming around with a puck, and in front, Brian Mullen will go to the net, and you'll see Tippett pick him up. And as the shot's about to be taken, Tippett pushes Mullen into the goal net. There's the stoppage. It's become a smart play in this league. Ray Bourque scoring. Only Al McInnes had more points during the regular season than Ray Bourque as far as defensemen go. It's great to see the great players play well in the playoffs.
When they needed it most, Cam Neely came up with a hat trick in game 2.
Imagine that. I mean, he nothing surprising me with him, but the great players, Gretzky scoring, Cam Neely scoring, the great players play well when it's needed the most.
Millen, Gartner, and Ogrodnik for the Rangers. Gartner tied up with Iafrate as they battle to get to the puck. Millen reaches in. He's got it. He shoots, and it's blocked by Langway. Patrick toward the net, deflected by Langway, and it almost went in the net. Cleared out by John Druce. Rangers take over again. Rangers have outshot the Caps 15-4 over the last 14 minutes of play. Rangers leading 2-0 with 11:20 remaining in the second period. Ogrodnik gets to the puck. Tied up by Ridley. Gartner. Iafrate takes over and pushes it out to John Druce. Blocked by Cirella. Druce stays with the puck. Cirella stays with him. Moeller sends it up the board. Stopped by Kalle Johansson. Long shot off the leg of Richter, who's going wide of the net. Kept in by Hatcher. Stopped by Ogrodnik, and he sends it out. Intended for Corey Millen.
The majority of the shots the Caps are generating are point shots. Nothing down low. The Ranger down low coverage has been pretty good in this game.
Miller sends it in. Cirella back for it. Hatcher in deep. Cirella able to clear the zone.
That's a sign, Sam, of the Caps knowing they trail by a couple here. Puck went through the goal crease, so the icing's waved off. But you'll see Hatcher, you'll see Iafrate, you'll see Johansson start to generate offensive plays. And the Rangers have to counter quickly when that happens.
Another long shot by Pavanka. Missed the net. King turns, gets rid of it to Moeller. Quickly to Turcotte. Turcotte hooked by Kristich, brings it across. Turcotte against Hatcher. Hatcher stays with him. Turcotte has it knocked away. Johansson takes over. Coming down to the midway point of the second period. Rangers leading 2-0. Both goals in the first period by Chris King and Mike Gartner.
You know, this line for Washington getting a lot of ice time. Knowing that their offensive players, as I said earlier, they're a big key for the Caps now.
King behind the back pass down the boards. Broughton gets to it. Centers for Turcotte. Trying to deflect it on goal. It was blocked. Broughton wrap around. Was blocked again. Johansson's got the puck. Up the boards. Gave it away to King. Back into the corner. Johansson moves it again. Out come the Caps. Peter Bondra with it. Bondra waiting for the Caps to change. Cutting in is Tim Berglund. Save made by Richter. Puck lifted clear by Brian Mullen. A lot of bumping and grinding. A lot of good hits on the board.
You know, the Rangers, it's a road game, and they haven't had success throughout the end of the season on the road. A large part of it was board work. The Rangers' board work in this game has been great. They're hitting along the boards and winning the battles for the loose pucks has been a very strong part of their game.
Sheehy hit Millette and forced a turnover. Millette with a hit on Kyprios. Kyprios gets to the puck, trying to center, blocked by Leach. Bounces into the corner. Millette took a dive trying to draw a penalty on Kyprios. They battle along the boards. Kyprios goes down. Millette comes out of the crowd with a puck. Millette on the move. Alan May goes over. Millette releases to Mullen. And into the Cap zone they go. Beaupre keeps it moving. Bounces down to Alan May. Puck deflected. Berglund hit by Mullen, and Hardy takes over. Finds Patrick with 8.5 minutes to go in the second period. Rangers leading 2-0. Dale Hunter back for it. Mullen was taken down by Sheehy. Hunter finds Tippett. Tippett's pass deflected. Mullen sends it back into the Cap zone. Beaupre has trouble with it. He's had trouble stick handling the puck.
He just seems a little bit more nervous in this game than he did in the first 2 games, and that's an indication of it. Handling the puck has been a little bit of a problem for him.
Nichols to Eriksson. Eriksson picked up by Sabrin. Pass deflects to Patrick. He moves it. He shoots. Save. Beaupre. Rebound. Sheehy able to clear it aside. Eriksson keeps it in for the Rangers. Knocked down by Hunter. Sheehy able to clear the zone. Picked up by Hardy. Sends in Joe Kocur. Kocur looking. Kocur centering for Nichols. He scores! Oh, what a beautiful goal! And the Rangers lead 3-0. Kocur was knocked down by Sheehy.
And he's still down, and Sheehy's still on top of him. A fine play by Joey Kocur to make the pass. The Rangers have made the Capitals look disjointed. Pavanka's just now leaving the ice surface. I don't know what his problem is. There's a pass in front. There's Bernie Nichols beating Beaupre on a fine pass from Joey Kocur, who had a very strong shift. Patrick had a strong shift. The Rangers had a couple of scoring chances, and this gives them a comfortable 3-0 lead. Rangers have played smart in this game. Here's Kocur going wide. The pass finds its way through, and Nichols redirects the pass in, and the Rangers now enjoy a 3-0 lead.
First point for Joey Kocur as a New York Ranger.
You see him look, and there's the pass across as he's hit by Sheehy. Perfect pass. Kocur hasn't played a lot in this game because of specialty team work. He's played tough, hasn't taken penalties. And the Rangers now, with Bernie Nichols scoring his second in the playoffs, have the crowd pretty quiet here right now in Washington.
Bernie Nichols with his second goal of the series. And the Rangers have a 3-0 lead. At one point, the shots were 16-7 in favor of the Caps. Now it's 24-21 in favor of the Rangers. We want to welcome our fans watching us across Canada on the TSN network. We're at the Cap Center in Landover, Maryland. Sam Rosen along with John Davidson and Bruce Beck. Rangers leading the Caps 3-0 with 7:25 to go in the second period. Peter Bondra gave it away. Moeller clearing it aside. Turcotte sending it down the ice. This will be an icing. No, Beaupre comes out to play it. Away. Turcotte keeps it in. Chris King in the corner. Centers, hit the side of the net. Broughton puts it in front. Comes to Moeller for the shot just wide.
Now the Rangers are beating the Caps with loose pucks all over the place. They've controlled the boards in this game. Now they have Berglund on the ice at center ice, Sam, in place of Pavanka, who just went to the locker room with a problem on this all-European line.
Kristich moving in. Kristich firing it across, intended for Bondra. King, pass blocked by Hatcher. He turns and shoots. Saved by Richter.
Chris King cannot go through the middle with a puck like he just did. You have to go up the boards. You put the puck in the middle, that creates a turnover. And when Hatcher's there, you know he'll get a scoring chance, which he did.
Rangers' third goal. Bernie Nichols, his second of the series from Kocur and Hardy at 12:17. First 2 goals in the first period, King and Gartner. Ridley sliding it down low. Kelly Miller checked by Joe Cirella. Miller keeps moving. Gets a pick from John Druce, but gave the puck away. King moves out with it. King dumps it, tried to dump it, fanned on it. Turcotte drives it toward the net. Saved by Beaupre, and the Rangers get a change. 6:10 to go. Second period. It's a 3-0 Rangers lead. Lifted in. Here's Corey Millen racing for the puck. Beaupre bats it aside. Millen drops it to Gartner in the corner. Around to Ogrodnik. Looking in front. Trying to get it through for Gartner. It's tied up. And Beaupre's got the glove on it. Stopping play with 5:57 to go. Second period. And the Rangers leading. Commanding 3-0 lead with 5:57 remaining in the second period.
They have made the Capitals look like a disjointed hockey team. Caps played a perfect game 2, a road game. And here in this game, they've been very porous.
Puck bounces in the corner. Gartner centers for Millen. He was tied up, and Beaupre able to poke it away. Eriksson goes for it, battling with Dave Tippett. Langway moves it ahead. Hunter able to clear the zone. Dino Ciccarelli picks it up. Leach is back. Ciccarelli waiting for help. Pass deflected off Leach. Langway against Corey Millen. Centers. Tippett just missed it as Eriksson stayed with him. Kept in by Dale Hunter. Goes around the boards. Kevin Hatcher moves in. Corey Millen is there. There's a mismatch in size. Millen trying to hold on to his stick. Hatcher trying to move in front. Millen doing a good job staying with him. Hatcher keeps it moving. Hatcher around the net, and Millen whacking him with the stick. Hatcher still with the puck. Toward the net. Save Richter. The rebound. Richter has it. The whistle. A quick whistle blown by Don Koharski. Stops play.
They call man-on-man coverage in the defensive zone. Corey Millen stayed with Hatcher. Finally, Hatcher just put the puck towards the front of the net as the Rangers did a nice job staying with their people, Sam. You'll see Hatcher, you'll see Johansson, you'll see Iafrate. These three defensemen, as much as possible, will join the rush, get into the offensive zone, because Terry Murray's team needs goals badly.
Millen was like a mosquito. He didn't want to get away. Hatcher just wanted to get him off him.
Hatcher's taken 2 minor penalties in this game. The only time he's taken penalty minutes against Roger Nielsen and his club. The Rangers scored the power play goal with Hatcher serving the minor penalty. And Hatcher's important to this club. He can't afford to be off the ice.
There have been no power plays here in the second period. Rangers were 1 for 2 on the power play in the first period. Caps 0 for 4.
I find it a little interesting that the Caps have kept Dino Ciccarelli off the Ridley Miller line during this game. Even though they trail 3-0 now, Terry Murray has not changed and not put Ciccarelli back on that line. John Druce has been on the right side in Ciccarelli's place all throughout this game.
I would think if the score stands up going into the third period, that Terry Murray will make some changes. Away with the puck is John Ogrodnik, out for Joe Kocur. Kocur against Sabarin. Bang. Iafrate moves the puck around to John Druce. Now Mike Ridley, joined by Miller. Ridley across. Ridley turns to make a play toward the net. And Druce just missed the deflection.
I understand Pavanka is being looked at by the Washington Capitals dentist, so he has a problem with his teeth.
Iafrate, nice move into the Rangers zone, looking toward the net. Pass blocked by Hardy, and a hit by Hardy. Iafrate keeps it alive. Ridley gets to the puck, picked up by Patrick. Left the puck in the corner. Bernie Nichols takes it and able to lift it out, but it goes into the Caps bench. Play stops with 4:25 to go. Second period. Rangers a 3-0 lead. Night at home against Detroit to break that losing streak. Chicago lost at home today against Philadelphia. You can see that game Tuesday at 8:30 on MSG2. We will be on MSG1 with Rangers hockey at 7:30. Knicks and the Bulls. Tuesday night at 8:30 on MSG2 live from Chicago Stadium. Mullen centering. Score! Mark Jansen's. Oh, a beautiful goal. Mullen with a pretty setup, and the Rangers lead 4-0.
We talked earlier about the Rangers improving their dump ins. Well, here's the improvement on the dump ins. Millette's there, Mullen's there, and Jansen's goes to the front of the net, and bing, it's in the goal. The Rangers have the 4-0 lead. Sam, the Rangers have played a smart hitting game. Millette bumps Johansson. Mullen beats Hatcher, and in front, Jansen's beats Berglund. It's a 3-on-3. The Rangers win another one of those battles. It's even up play, man-wise, but the Rangers win the battle of putting the puck in behind Don Beaupre. I think that's Jansen's. Make that his third lifetime playoff goal. I don't remember the other one. I was trying to look it up to see if it was his first one, but it is his third. Congratulations to Mark Jansen. The Rangers lead 4-0 and have a very deserved lead.
A splendid effort by the Rangers in all aspects of the game. Unofficially, they have 24 hits to 15 for the Caps.
But much better hits, knocking the Caps off the puck, so the Caps have not generated any offense that's been sustained other than their power play work in the first period.
Kristich turns. Ciccarelli dumping it in. The goal is Jansen's, his first of the series, from Mullen and Moeller at 15:47.
One thing to keep in mind, the Caps have outscored the Rangers 3-0, including an empty net goal during the 2 third periods prior to this game. But the Rangers have made Washington look very disjointed to this point in this game.
Rangers have played a solid all-around game in all zones. They have done some good things that they wanted to do against Beaupre. Crowded the net on him, got some good chances down low.
I think more than anything else, the penalty killing during the first period was so good for the Rangers when they took some penalties that the Caps never got on the scoreboard. The Rangers finally took the lead on a great shot by Chris King. And since that point, when he scored, Sam, the Caps have been a different team.
Yeah.
They're not the same team coming from behind, and the Rangers penalty killing afforded the Rangers the chance to take the lead.
Cicerelli blocked by Leach. And a good part of that penalty killing credit has to go to Mike Richter, who's just splendid in goal. And the Caps had those 16 shots early. Turcotte fires it off the glass out of the zone. 3:15 to go in the second period. Rangers leading 4-0. Chris King takes over from Al Iafrate. Now Turcotte turns and shoots wide. Around the boards. Leach stops it. Bounces off the end boards to Iafrate. Outlets to Kristich and on to Dino Cicerelli. Cicerelli lost control. Leach trying to sweep it aside. Feed for Hunter, blocked by Patrick. And out to Turcotte. Stopped by Kristich.
Cicerelli just took a penalty, knocking down Paul Broughton. The tripping call away from the play. And things are going from bad to worse here for the Capitals.
Third of the game. Cicerelli for tripping at 17-11. Rangers are 1 for 2 on the power play.
The thing to be aware of here is you have the 4-0 lead. Don't relax on the power play. Hustle to get back when the Caps fire the puck down. And remember, Ridley had 5 shorthanded goals. Miller has 1 in this series. They're both on the ice. Don't give Washington a shorthanded goal to spark their team.
Nichols, Gardner, Turcotte, Leach, and Patrick for the power play. Langway, Hatcher, Miller, and Ridley, the penalty-killing unit for the Caps. Gardner out of the corner, firing it across. Off the board, Patrick to Turcotte. Turcotte toward the net, stopped by Beaupre. Hatcher moves it up the boards and out of the zone. Miller sending it ahead. Patrick stops it and plays it across to Bernie Nichols. Following the second period, Bruce Beck will have Mike Gardner as his special guest live in our studio here at the Cap Center. We'll send you back to Bob Page at the MSG Sports Desk for a complete update. NHL scores and highlights, plus NBA action. Darren Turcotte with a puck. So JD and I will look at highlights of the second period. Gardner just missed the deflection. Leach with a takeaway from Drews. Leach moving down the slot. One hands it in front, intercepted by Johansson. Out to Ridley. Leach getting back with Moeller. Ridley and Johansson move across. That's an offside. Ridley stick handled at the line and Johansson went in.
A good hustle by Brian Leach to get back. He jumped into the play a couple of times, and Washington immediately thought offense when they got control of the puck. Ridley had to try the crisscrossing pattern at the blue line to open up the ice, but they put themselves offside.
See the numbers for the Rangers. That carries back into last season's playoff series with the Washington Capitals, which the Caps, but that's history.
That's history. Who cares?
That's old news.
That's it. That's a year ago, almost.
Beatles broke up?
Yeah, did you hear that? The Beatles broke up. Did you hear about it?
Here's Tippett. Saved by Richter. Rebound. Saved by Richter off Drews. Richter staying sharp. Caps now with 25 shots on goal.
Sam, it's nice to know that you go out and challenge a shooter when the other players are not getting to the net for the rebound. Richter, I think, will probably feel strong about that. His teammates have picked up the other men without the puck, so he can move right out and play the shooter, and he's got success with it.
20 seconds to go on the power play. Mullins pass deflected off Tippett, and John Drews has it, dumps it down the ice. 15 seconds to go on the man advantage. And 1 minute remaining in the second period. The Rangers with a 4-0 lead. It was 2-0 end of one. They've added 2 more here in the second.
Boy, Randy Moeller just missed with that pass. If he hits Ogrodnik with that pass, it could have been breakaway time. The Caps, who have been remiss with their defensive play in this game. Sam, I haven't seen this team. I mean, here we are late in the second period. The Rangers have had 25 shots. The Caps, what are these two carrying on? I don't know. But the Caps have averaged 26.4 shots against per game throughout the regular season, the fewest of any team. And here the Rangers are close to hitting that number already, and we're late in the second period with another one to go.
With just 6 seconds remaining in the power play advantage, 55 seconds remaining in the second period. Jansen's, Erickson, and King on now for the Rangers. Hatcher fills the remaining time. Teams are back at full strength. Rangers 1 for 3 on the power play. Jansen's taking the puck away. Now Hunter's got it back. Feed to Cicerelli. Cicerelli against Leach. Sharp angle shot. Sticked aside by Richter. Kristich unable to keep it in the zone. Erickson taking it away. Patrick bumped by Hunter. Able to get it to Jansen.
Ivanka has not returned, by the way, from the Capital locker room. He was having problems, I believe, with teeth.
Savarin winds up, plays it around the boards. Cicerelli tied up by Leach. Patrick has the puck. 12 seconds to go in the period. Deflected, batted around. Iafrate hit it with an elbow. Sabrin hit it with a stick above the shoulder, and play stops with 9 seconds to go. Nichols at 12:17 and Jansen's at 15:47. The 2 goals here in the second period for the Rangers. King and Gartner scored in the first period, and Terry Murray will have to bring his team a long way back in the third period.
Well, they haven't been good defensively, not like we've seen them in the past, especially game 2 of this series. They sat Lawler in this game to play Johansson. Lawler played very well in game 2. Their best defenseman that they have in Baltimore is a young man by the name of Felix. The problem with Felix is that he's coming back from a fractured ankle, so he's unable to play. Katarinov, the other defenseman that's here in Washington, is out with a torn, Tataranoff make that, with a torn hamstring. And he has been told he will not do anything physical at all for the first week with that injury. And then they may start rehabilitation in a very slow process. And it'll be interesting to see if he's able to make it back. I doubt it. If this series goes to a long series, I don't think he'll be back at all.
That's it for the second period. 40 minutes complete, and the Rangers have outplayed the Caps. They led 2-0 into the first. They lead 4-0 end of 2 as they have control right now of game 3. We'll be right back.
Rangers lead it by a score of 4-0 at the end of 2. Wayne Cashman, I would think you don't want to get complacent and start playing defensive-oriented hockey.
No, we have to do the things we've been doing all the last 2 periods. Keep pressuring them, keep dumping the puck in and going after it.
Why so many opportunities tonight, 3-on-2, 2-on-1, after not getting many in the first 2 games?
We're working very hard tonight. Give the guys a lot of credit. They're winning a little visual battles, and that's just help winning for us right now.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
So the Rangers go into the third with a commanding 4-0 lead. Right now, let's go back high atop the Cap Center to Sam Rosen and John Davidson.
Well, we're not high atop. We're actually halfway up. Seats are pretty good here. Where Bruce is, we're pretty high up. The second period scoring summary is brought to you by Amtrak's Atlantic City Express. It's how the good times roll. Bernie Nichols with his second of the series. Koser and Hardy the assist at 12:17. Mark Jansen's first of the series from Mullen and Moeller at 15:47. Rangers 27 shots on goal. Caps 26. Rangers are 1 for 3 on the power play, and the Caps are 0 for 4. And the Caps make a goaltending change. 35-year-old Mike Liut steps in for Don Beaupre.
Maybe the only goaltender in the league, Sam, that uses a straight stick blade. You can tell he's an old guy, huh?
He was, you see the numbers on him, 13, 16, and 3 in the regular season. This is his 66th game in the playoffs, lifetime. His lifetime playoff record, 29-31, and his 10th playoff game with the Caps, he's 4-4. Lifetime with the Caps in the playoffs. Turcotte, Gartner, King, Shaw, and Leach for the Rangers. Berglund, Kyprios, May, Langway, and Iafrate for the Caps.
And I don't believe Pavanka has returned for the third period, Sam. And the Caps trailing 4-0. That really means something to their team. He's one of their better offensive centermen.
70 points during the regular season, 20 goals, 50 assists, and 2 goals in this series. Alan May held up by Brian Leach. Berglund moves it ahead to Kyprios. Shaw trying to take it away, moves it up the boards. Gartner's out with it. Now Turcotte. 4 men through the neutral zone for the Rangers. Drop past the Leach, moving down. Leach all the way in. He shoots. Save Liut. The rebound loose, knocked away. Patrick tried to keep it in, and Turcotte able to pick it up, lifting it into the Cap zone. Good chance once again. Leach coming forward. And Mike Liut forced to make a tough save.
It's a good sign early. That means the Rangers aren't just going to sit back and let Richter do the work with a 4-0 lead. That means they're going to continue to challenge the Caps and get the offensive chances.
Game 4 is Tuesday night. We'll be on the air live at 7:30 from the Cap Center. Erickson forechecking. Hunter bumped by Nichols. Erickson comes off with a puck. Knocked away from him. Hunter moves it around to Johansson. Iafrate able to work it out of the zone, picked up by Dave Tippett, taken back by Erickson. Now Patrick sliding it down the ice. Caps have to go and get it.
Caps with 2 centermen on this line, Hunter and Tippett. Tippett playing the wing.
Takeaway, set up in front for Erickson. Save made by Liu. Once again, Joey Kocur. Kocur with a shot. Stick save by Liu. Joe Kocur has had his best game as a New York Ranger.
Especially handling the puck, getting their chances, and has stayed away from putting his team down a man. I think he's playing the scoreboard here, pardon me, Sam, smartly. Not taking anything too aggressively to put his team on the penalty kill.
Rangers have done a good job of neutralizing the Caps' better players. Ridley has not been a big factor. Hunter has not been a factor whatsoever. Here's Gartner moving in against Langway, shooting from a sharp angle wide.
See Cicerelli's back with Ridley and Miller. First time this game.
We talked about that possible change, and Terry Murray trying to do something to shake things up for the Caps. Ridley with the puck. Moeller stays with Ridley. The feed is to Iafrate, moving down, knocked away by Gartner. Ridley finds the puck, sets up Iafrate. Richter, the good save, a penalty called on Cirella. Cicerelli to Miller off his skate out of the zone. Gartner takes over, the whistle stops play. The Caps will get a power play. Cirella will go for 43, Caps' 5th power play of the game.
It's a little mini cam in the corner that makes Cirella sitting in the penalty box. It looks like he's standing or sitting in a cave the size of Rhode Island. There's the penalty in front. Cicerelli drew the penalty. That's the second time that shift. Cirella had knocked him down in front of Mike Richter. And the Caps, Pavanka's now back, Sam, and he's playing the right wing now on this line.
Rangers penalty killing has been very good in the playoffs, giving up only that 5-on-3 power play goal. Hatcher with a hit on Erickson. Iafrate's got the puck. Hatcher, Iafrate, Pavanka, Hunter, and Kristich for the power play. Hunter still with it. Centers for Kristich, blocked by Shaw and cleared by Leach. Shaw, Leach, Erickson, and Turcotte for the Rangers. Rangers penalty killing has been 15 for 16 thus far in the series. Intercepted by Turcotte. 16:40 to go. Third period. Rangers with a 4-0 lead. Mike Ridley ran into his own man. Mullen with a takeaway and a clear. Mullen and Broughton, Patrick and Hardy on for the Rangers. Johansson has come on for Washington along with Kelly Miller, Ridley, and Cicerelli. Pass deflected by Mullen. Hardy takes over, lifts it all the way down.
Penalty killing unit for Washington, unable to get over the Rangers' blue line. 3 rushes in a row. 3 times the puck was turned over and moved back into the Cap zone.
Kelly Miller brings it across. Patrick is there to force him wide. Around for Cicerelli. Deflected by Patrick. Miller has it. Now at the point, Iafrate back to Miller. Miller looking, cutting through the slot was Ridley. Miller tried to get it to Cicerelli, gets it back. Now to the point, Iafrate shoots, it's knocked down by Mullen. Another shot, save, a rebound, a save. Cicerelli's got it. Mike Richter continues to do the job. Johansson sets up Iafrate for the big shot, wide. Around the boards, Johansson keeps it in. Patrick in the corner. Cicerelli takes it away. Set up in front, deflected. Johansson's got a chance now. Gets the pass back from Miller. Johansson to Miller. Miller looking for Cicerelli. Deflection is a save by Richter. Johansson keeps it in. Now it's Miller. Teams are back at full strength. Cirella's back on.
The Iafrate made a change with 15 seconds left on the power play with a puck in the Rangers zone. That's something you don't see too often. That becomes 4-on-4 with only 15 seconds remaining on the power play. You don't see that often where a key defenseman on the power play makes a change like that.
14:55 to go in the third. Long shot by Hatcher, stopped by Richter. Rebound, another save by Richter off Bondra. Around the boards, Bondra going for it. Gartner takes it out with Ogrodnik and Millen. Ogrodnik carries in. Millen goes after it in the corner. Around the boards for Gartner. Bondra picks him up. Gartner missed it. Loose in the corner, and Millen takes it. Millen trying to avoid Bondra. Millen moving. Millen forced back by Langway. Millen centers, deflected by Liu. Ogrodnik to Millen, the shot blocked, and it caroms out of the zone. Shaw and Leach move it. Leach fires it in. 4-0 Rangers. Langway able to clear it out of the zone. Caps changing as Gartner drops it in and Hatcher takes it back. Delayed offside on the Rangers if they make the touch. Rangers take it back in the neutral zone. A good hit by Sorella in center ice. Rangers continue to bump, hit, taking the body well. Play a smart hitting game. Berglund to Kyprios for the shot, blocked by Sorella. Berglund's got the puck, and he's hit by Nichols. Kyprios tied up by Sorella. Nichols moves the puck to Erickson. Erickson brings it out. 13:35 to go in the third. Erickson slowed down by the hook of Kyprios. Moving in, he's tied up by Sheehy. Back pass to Moeller toward the net. Save Liut. Rebound Nichols. He scores. Bernie Nichols with his second of the game. And it's 5-0 Rangers.
Now the Rangers had the puck on the right side of the ice. Two Caps went at him. Kosar set up in front. He's been on the ice, I think, for 3 goals for the Rangers, Sam. Look at the Caps. 2 of them chasing Jan Eriksson. Watch Moeller with a shot. Nichols will dart in as Kosar creates the confusion in front, and Nichols scores. The Caps are playing river hockey as far as their defensive play goes in this game. I mean, it's absolute river hockey compared to how they played in Game 2. Kosar established position. Sabrin couldn't move him. Liut was down, and Nichols got to the loose puck.
To the Rangers' credit, they are moving better to the net and getting to the net better than they did in Game 2.
The Rangers have played one whale of a defensive game, one whale of a road game. They've taken care of the offensive chances. Their specialty teams have been very strong. This is, I mean, this is just a strong playoff road game in a difficult building to go in and win. And they've made the Caps play river hockey in this game, and the Caps can't win when they play river hockey.
And they've made a lot of fans start heading for the exits. The less than capacity crowd has begun to file out of the Cap Center. 13 minutes remaining, and the Rangers with a 5-0 lead. Nichols forces a turnover. Erickson looking for Nichols. The pass in front. Liut gloves it. Sabrin takes it. Nichols with his third of the series from Kosar and Erickson at 6:34. Joe Kosar with 2 assists in the game. Bernie Nichols with 2 goals and an assist in the game. 12:44 to go, third period.
Pavanka of the Capitals. He lost 2 teeth and damaged several others in the second period. He was stitched up, and we're really not sure whether the teeth he lost are his real teeth or, no pun intended, are caps. Let's go back upstairs.
That sounds like a joke that Miller the Driller, the Rangers cavity filler, would come up with.
Bruce, did he really say that? Yes. 5-0 Rangers, 12.5 minutes to go in the third period. It has been a terrific effort for the New York Rangers tonight. David Shaw. Millette tied up by Hatcher. Janssens moves in. Shaw gets it to Leach. And Leach carries. Janssens moving with him. Leach across. Beating Janssens. Offside. Janssens was half a stride ahead of the play. Offside. 12:13 to go, third period. Bob Page has an update at the MSG Sports Desk. Bob?
Instant replays on Telstra this third period, sponsored by Budweiser. For all you do, this Bud's for you. That's why. The Discover card. With no
Thanks, Bob. Ray Bork does it again.
Unbelievable. He's a great player. He is a great player. And that may be an understatement.
All the way around the board. Mike Liut stops the puck. Ken Sabrin. Rangers trying to take a 2-1 lead in this series and get what basically a road team wants to get in the 2 games, and that is a split. They've already accomplished that, and then they'll go after control of the series in Game 4 on Tuesday night.
Big heat will be on Washington going into that game. Sure. If they don't win, as it's obvious, the Rangers can clean up the series in Game 5 back in New York. That'll be a hard-fought game, that one, I'm sure.
Turcotte against Sabrin. Good hit by Broughton. And hasn't Paul Broughton played well in this series?
For a guy that plays that aggressive, I asked him if he's getting tired from playing so aggressive. He says, how can I get tired? I only played 28 games all season. Why should I get tired? And he's effective in the fact that he plays tough. And now O'May gives him 3 shots in the mouth here. As none of the officials saw it. The 2 linesmen and the referee were watching the other players go at each other. May cross-checked him and then punched him in the mouth a couple of times.
First rough stuff that we've had in this game
I was
tonight.
going to say that Broughton has played tough and aggressive and hasn't taken penalties. May punched him right in the mouth. And this will be interesting. The Rangers are going to have to counter and get their muscle out there, not allow any Cap player to take advantage of their own players.
11:20 to go in the third period. Penalties will be handed out.
Remaining 3:26 here to third period. A couple of matchups here to be aware of. Sheehy's holding court. Sheehy's on the ice for the first time with Millette since he gave Millette the stick. Koser's on the ice, as is Alan May. You just never know.
Out in front, the shot by Berglund is a save by Richter. The rebound going wide. And a penalty upcoming.
Kyprios gave David Shaw a shot in the mouth. Now we may see a little dancing. Both defensemen in. Sheehy has grabbed Koser from behind. Both defensemen moved right in. The original penalty was Kyprios, Sam.
Here goes Sheehy and Koser.
Sheehy's hanging on. Koser gets that hand loose. I don't know why Sheehy wants a piece of Koser. And you see Koser there, Sam. He's trying to make sure he hits face and not helmet.
That's right.
He's trying to line up the shots with his right hand and land them.
Ooh, the uppercut.
I don't know why Sheehy wanted to do this. I mean, he went right over and grabbed Koser from behind. Koser's thinking about pulling the helmet off now.
And
Koser doesn't even have his left glove off.
I think he was afraid of grabbing Sheehy's hair.
Kyprios is being ushered by the linesman to the penalty box, as he was the original to get the penalty.
Sheehy trying to get one in.
Koser's right hand is loose, and he's just trying to find a way to land one. I really don't know why Neil Sheehy wanted to go with Koser here, whether he just wanted to prove to his teammates that he'd go get the job done or whatever, but
I think,
boy, oh boy.
He was stepping up and saying somebody's got to challenge him.
That could be very possible. It doesn't look too bad as he is being ushered away, as is Joey Koser.
Sabourin and Janssens are doing some pushing. Alan May is pushing anybody in front of him. Now it's Shaw and May. And here they go.
May gave Shaw a shot. David Shaw and May going. The Caps a frustrated team, obviously, Sam. And May has his left hand loose. David Shaw now throws a left and ate a left. The Rangers have played a smart game. They tried to stay away from this stuff, and the Caps have initiated it on this shift. You saw Sheehy hold court before the puck was dropped. And as soon as the puck was dropped, Kyprios took an elbowing penalty to the face of David Shaw. Sheehy went in and grabbed Koser, wanted to fight him. Alan May started this one with David Shaw, and there's not many players left on the ice. Mark Hardy and Berglund. Millette. Janssens has a hold. Janssens has a hold of Sabourin, and Janssens has a bunch of stitches on his upper lip. I don't think he wants to go and reopen that cut at all.
This is one of the few games thus far in the playoffs where things have broken out like this.
You start seeing a series that's been nasty like this one has, and you start seeing the series move along, and then when you see a one-sided score, that's when things tend to happen. And it looks like things have settled down here now as the referee and linesmen have separated most players. There'll be some misconducts handed out, I'm sure.
Well, it's the best thing Koharski can do is send them all to the locker room to cool off. This one has been put away long ago. The Rangers have the 5-0 lead, and the frustration of the Caps leading to the rough stuff here. And Mark Hardy, Ken Sabourin have gone off.
Saw a shot of Ray Shepard and Doug Waite standing at the Zamboni entrance where the Rangers leave the ice surface. Shepard still has his arm in a sling, but the Rangers have all their players here on the road as they're showing team unity away from home.
Bob Froese is here.
Coach Bob Froese, I might add. Tony Amante, Kelly Kissio, Norman Rochefort, some of the others not dressed. Kyprios started the thing with the elbowing penalty. It's another one of these cases where you've got the bench, one piece of glass separating both teams. Well, somebody who's yapping from the bench, Sabourin fights back and talks back. This is the same area where you saw Paul Holmgren earlier in the season go at the Caps. Remember, he had the stick in the hand. It's only one piece of glass separating the two teams, and that's always a powder keg. We saw problems earlier this season with Los Angeles and Calgary, and that glass came apart between those two benches in Los Angeles. Remember that.
3:16 remaining in the game. Rangers with a 5-0 lead. If you joined us late, Chris King and Mike Gartner scored in the first period. Bernie Nichols and Mark Jansen's in the second. And Bernie Nichols here in the third. Mike Richter has stopped 36 shots.
Sam, game 2 of this series. The Caps played it cool. The Rangers took some bad penalties. The Rangers were talked to about it by their coaching staff. In this game, the Caps have taken some bad penalties. They've been atrocious defensively. The Rangers have been the team that have kept their calm and their cool and have played a very, very complete game.
Don Koharski over at the scorer's table. The off-ice officials tonight are from Philadelphia. As Don Koharski hands out the penalties. Don't forget, Tuesday night, it's Game 4. The Rangers and the Caps right back here at the Capitol Center. We'll be on the air at 7:30 with Game 4 right here on MSG Network. The best in the game. The New York Knicks that night will be on MSG2 at 8:30 when they play the Chicago Bulls in Chicago, in case you were wondering where you could find the Knicks. Rangers Game 4 on Tuesday night, Game 5 back at Madison Square Garden on Thursday night. And that too will be a 7:30 start.
Yeah, nice to have it back to normal, huh?
Oh,
early start tonight.
Late
plus
nights
the,
last week.
Early start tonight plus the early or the time change. Spring ahead an hour. And it feels like an afternoon game. Except for the last 10 minutes or so,
That's
which
right.
is completely dragged along.
Rangers trying to go up a game in the series.
I'm sure that Terry Murray will wrestle with the thought of who to start next game. Liut's given them a good third period, but I think you'll come back with a very, very hot Don Beaupre.
I think so too.
Kyprios moved in behind the net, Sam, and gave David Shaw the elbow. And that's what started this whole thing. There's David Shaw moving along. Kyprios is working with Hardy. Now Kyprios will move across to David Shaw. And boom, the left arm actually was more of a punch than an elbow right to the face of David Shaw, and that started the waltz.
Number 27, David Shaw. Gets 5
It was
minutes
so
for fighting.
long ago, you wonder if Don Koharski
14,
will
Mark
remember
Hardy
to give Kyprios
gets
a
a game
penalty.
Yeah, he's in the box.
Washington penalties.
Want to thank our statistician John
To
Rosasco
number
tonight.
11, Tim Berglund, a 10-minute
Good job
misconduct.
keeping track of things, keeping track of the
15,
hits, and we
Yoshihide,
talked about.
5 minutes
Of course,
for
this is
fighting.
unofficial, but the Rangers
Number 9,
have
Nick Kyprios,
35
6
hits
minutes
to
for roughing.
24 for the Caps,
16,
and
Alan
it's been
May, 2
indicative
minutes for
of the way
instigating.
they have played.
5 minutes for fighting.
They have
and a game
maintained a
misconduct.
steady pace. 9 hits in the first period, 15 in the second, 10 here in the third.
If it goes 6 or 7 games, those numbers could start telling a significant story.
All penalties at
Number 14, Mark Hardy, game
16:44. The Rangers will wind up with a 5-on-3 advantage.
They have the Caps can go, Sam, either 4 minutes in succession of being short-handed or 2 men short for the 2 minutes, which it looks like they're going to do.
5 minutes for fighting.
Now, here comes another player on the ice. Bondra, he's going to the penalty
going to the
box,
penalty
right?
box. All right, let's see if we've got all of them here.
Actually, with less than 4 minutes to go, that's why it's a 5-on-3.
The additional 2 minutes will be served by number 12.
Berglund gets a misconduct. Sheehy 5 minutes for fighting. Kyprios 2 minutes for roughing. May 2 minutes instigating, 5 for fighting, and a 10-minute misconduct. Hardy got a 10-minute misconduct. Shaw 5 for fighting. Koser 5 for fighting. Rangers 5-on-3 power play advantage. Patrick to Turcotte. Turcotte, Gartner, and Nichols. Patrick shoots wide. Nichols has 2 goals in the game. Nichols with the puck. Turcotte shoots, he scores!
What a play.
Darren Turcotte.
Nice shot. What a shot that was.
It's a power play goal.
Turcotte's feet were almost on the goal line, but he's a left-handed shot, so when he made contact with a puck, he was from a better shooting angle than what it looked. A couple of great passes across, and a Caps play, and they pay some more for taking some bad penalties. Look at where his feet are, Sam. Oh, maybe we won't with Don Koharski there. What a shot on a nice pass across. Turcotte roofed it, and he let it go with a solid shot. Bernie Nichols with the pass. Watch this shot. And a roofing shot by Darren Turcotte, a beauty. And the Rangers still have the man advantage with 2:45 remaining. Mike Richter with an outstanding goal. Game in goal. The Rangers have 129 on another power play here with just 2:45 remaining.
Most goals the Caps have given up in a game since February 15th. They had gone the last 14 games of the season, giving up more than 3 goals in a game only twice. Make that the last 15 games of the season. Only twice had they given up more than 3 goals in a game. The most was 5. That was to Buffalo. In Buffalo, the final game of the regular season. Puck out in front. Rangers still on a power play. 5-on-4, just off the stick of Corey Millen on the setup from Ogrodnik. Kelly Miller moving in. Shooting save by Richter. 2:10 to go.
Started out as a 2-on-1, Sam, but the Rangers hustled back to take Mike Ridley out of the play. So Miller had to take the shot. And Mike Richter, knowing that there was no passing lane available, just moved out again and made another save. And he makes him look pretty easy. 54 seconds remaining for the Rangers on their power play. 2:10 here in the third period remaining.
Turcotte got the goal, his first of the series, from Nichols and Leach at 17:15. So the Rangers 2 for 7 on the power play now. For Bernie Nichols, 4 points in the game, John. 2 goals and 2 assists. And a good effort for Bernie Nichols. And an important effort for Nichols and the Rangers as their offense comes to life.
Makes the Rangers general manager, I would think, feel pretty good. Nichols with a strong night and Kosar with a strong night.
Moeller against Langway. Under 2 minutes to go in the game. Rangers on the power play, a 5-on-4 advantage. Moeller from the point. Takes the big shot. It's blocked by Tippett. Tippett trying to break out. Leach comes back for the puck. Now a minute 40 to go in the game. And 22 seconds to go on the power play. Gartner moves it ahead to Nichols. Nichols trying to get it to Turcotte. Under a minute and a half to go. The bouncing puck. Mike Richter stops it. Mike Richter has made 37 saves in the game, stopping all 37 Washington shots. Paul Broughton, number 37, moving in. Now Nichols for the hat trick. Saved by Liu. Coming down the final minute. And a penalty call. Broughton taken down by Sabarin. One more penalty to the Washington Capitals.
Sam, you know who probably the happiest player in the building is right now?
Yeah.
Mike Richter. He's sitting here with a goose egg. He's never had one. Now the Rangers have a power play to finish this game out.
1:03 to go. Ken Sabarin sits down.
Broughton draws the penalty, and he does it effectively once again. He's standing in front waiting for the puck, and Sabarin just knocks him over with a puck not in the area. And Don Kaharski nails another cap.
This is not the Washington Capitals game. They were the team with the fewest time short in the regular season. Tonight, this is the Rangers' 9th power play chance. 1:03 to go in the game. Rangers are 2 for 8. Sabarin for roughing at 18:57.
It'll be interesting too is after this game, the war of words in the newspapers. The Caps had lots to say after the Rangers had lots to say in the previous game, especially Troy Millette. And the Caps said, oh, we played a smart game. This is a smart man's game. This game's the opposite once again. I think both teams will stay away and maybe choose their words a little more smartly as far as the post-game comments go.
Or give Troy Millette a little extra tape to put over the mouth.
He's a
Young man. Young man sometimes gets carried away, and he got carried away after game 1. John, they haven't won anything yet. They still need to win 4 to win a series.
This is a marathon, not a sprint.
Right.
NHL playoff hockey is a very, very tough business. And this just ensures the Rangers back their home ice advantage, gives them the lead 2-1, and they played well. Mike Richter, 14 seconds away from his first career shutout.
All right, now you said it. All right, fans,
seconds.
he said it, not me.
It's 14 seconds, and they're on a power play. Mike Richter deserves it the way he has played, Sam.
John, we said it right from the top. Goaltending and smart play would be important for the Rangers. Mike Richter's given them their 3rd consecutive strong game. Game 2, Rangers didn't have any offense or didn't get through.
And he has not been a factor in the Rangers in their 1-game loss. He's been a huge factor in their 2 wins. And the Rangers very proud of the way Mike Richter has developed his game. 10 seconds remain.
It'll be the 3rd straight game. He'll be one of the top 3 stars. Richter knocks it into the corner with 5. Tippett trying to get to the puck. 2 seconds. And that's it. The Rangers have shut out the Washington Capitals.
Corey Millen.
6-0.
Corey Millen picked up the puck. He's skating back to Mike Richter right now. And that'll be a souvenir that Mike Richter will be able to mount on a little plaque and keep that for the rest of his years. Congratulations to him and to the Rangers for a very well-played hockey game from start to finish.
First shutout, first NHL shutout for Mike Richter. It comes in Game 3 of this best-of-7 series. First Ranger playoff shutout since John Van Beesbroek shut out the Flyers in 1987. A splendid effort from Mike Richter. 37 saves. The Rangers have taken a 2-1 lead in the series as they shut out the Caps 6-0. We'll be back with our post-game wrap-up in just a moment.